The top 3 exercises to ensure that your back pain does not return. I myself suffer with a disc problem and have done for the last 15 years. And I know that when my back is painful, I need to keep doing these 3 exercises in order to get it as strong as possible to ensure the problem doesn't keep coming back in the future. I'm Dr. Jeremy Andrews. I'm a doctor of chiropractic here at West Chiropractic in Surrey, and I'm going to talk you through exactly what I do when my back is giving me trouble, but more so when it's actually good, what I need to do to keep it good long term. So I suffered with a back injury back at university in Bristol. I was doing some deadlifts early in the morning, and it was only on that day that after about lunchtime I thought, oh, my back is starting to give me a bit of jip. And over the day I was studying obviously very hard, and it was only after about 4 o'clock in the afternoon I thought, oh, my back is really giving me a bit of trouble here. And the next morning, woke up, couldn't get out of bed, was bedridden all day, and I couldn't even get moving. And now this was pre-chiropractic. This is my first degree when I was doing anatomy and physiology. So I didn't have the knowledge that I have now in order to get my body moving and try and do some furniture hopping in order to get some blood back in the area and reduce the spasm. But it took about a day before I was able to get to the doctor. Doctor prescribed me medication, and the same problem kept on happening. Every few months, my back would lock up, go into spasm, medication, which led me obviously to chiropractic, and that's a whole different story. But that's another thing. I want to get you guys sorted today so you have the tools that I had when I was really struggling. Not just taking painkillers, not risking surgery or injections, taking a natural approach to safely correct your back long term to ensure the problem doesn't keep coming back. Back pain's a tricky one because it will trick you and it will lure you into a false sense of security. So very often you'll feel fine in your back and you go back to doing CrossFit, playing tennis, walking the dog, playing golf, and all of a sudden you think, oh, I've done something to my back again. And pain is a wonderful warning sign, but it's also the last thing to always come. So actually we're all probably suffering with some sort of issue beneath the surface, and it's only needs picking up a piece of luggage, swinging a golf club, going for a long walk, which can lock up the back and put a lot of pressure on there. So we need to make sure we're doing these remedial exercises to keep it good long term. So let's get into it. There's a very smart man called Professor Stuart McGill, who is a Canadian professor of biomechanics, and he made his name looking at the Canadian Olympic team back in the 90s, I believe, looking at how they move, looking at how the rowers in particular were moving, and he could predict who was going to be injured based on their rowing style, looking at his biomechanic theory. And he did an amazing job at producing a load of research on spinal health, low back muscles, and which ones we need to rehab to keep your body in the best position. He wrote a massive big book, but he's whittled it down to the top 3 exercises that he prescribes in order to get your back in the best position and keep your core as stable as possible. So I'm going to talk you through those today, how you get the best bang for your buck. You don't want to go through doing 10 exercises. Putting 10 exercises on a program that needs to be repeated every single day is just not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do it. It's not achievable. We found that 2 or 3 is the absolute perfect number. Okay, so first one here, this is called the curl up. So you need to make sure that you've got one leg down and one leg like this. That's going to help keep the pelvis nice and balanced, and you need to make sure that your chin is tucked in. We don't want the chin jutting out like this. That's going to put too much pressure on your neck. So like this, I always put my hands in the small of the back as well, just so they've got a bit of support in the base of the spine. Try and keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. And literally all you do is you suck your tummy button in, try and bring your pelvic floor up, and we're just going to raise the torso like this and then come back down. Relax everything, suck the tummy button in, bring the pelvic floor up. Breathe breath in, and then all the way out on the way down. Bit of a Pilates move there. Same thing again, like this, hold, and then come back down. So you see I'm really not moving very far, all right? Now, people out there who go to the gym would say, well, why are you not doing a crunch, or why are you not doing a sit-up? So a sit-up will be like this, hands behind the heads, and then coming all the way up like this, and then coming back down. Coming up like this, and then coming back down. Now this puts an enormous, here, at this point here, this puts an enormous amount of pressure because my spine is at inflection like that, and it's going to cause a lot of pressure onto the disc, which I don't want. So sit-ups are now being taken out of the Marine Corps, Army Corps, because repetitive sit-ups over a period of time cause the disc to fatigue and causes chronic low back issues. So there's a lot of research behind this now. Same thing with the crunch, even going to this point here. Yeah, great for the abs, but really not very good for the spine. So McGill is suggesting that literally all you need is a curl up to here. Doesn't cause any flexion of the spine, but it tenses all of the abdomen through here. This exercise is not going to get you those 6-pack abs that you need for the summer, but it's going to allow you to stay in the best position. Keep your core nice and stable, activate that lower abdominals, gives you a nice big brace around here to secure the back going into the obliques. Now, if you do want those 6-pack abs, there's a little side note here, avoid any flexion of the spine. You want to use the legs as levers, so you can hold onto the side here. If you're on the floor, get some dumbbells and hold them. You want to use the legs and reverse curl like this. So keep the tummy nice and tight, and just reversing like this is great. Or you can do a double leg, that's quite hard. Often people do a lot of single leg stuff like this just to activate the side, and that's going to mobilize your abs. It's going to give you that nice toned appearance on the front of your abs, but it helps us to give a good stability through there without putting too much pressure on the spine. Okay, second one here, bird dog. All right, so bird dog starts off like this. Weight stacked over the shoulders. Keep the core nice and loose here. Suck the tummy button in. And it's going to really simply just be one leg back. One leg back like this. Repeat this 5 times. Other side as well. And again, repeat 5 times. You do the same with the arms. So moving the arms up like this. All the while, you want to make sure that this is nice and stable. You could balance a tennis ball in here. That's exactly where you want to be. I often put a glass of red wine on there to make sure that I'm doing it properly. No, I don't really, I'm joking. My wife would kill me. But a tennis ball is good. If you find the tennis ball is rolling off and you've got too much instability in the spine. So if I was doing sort of this, then we're using too much of the back, and you don't want that. You just want to be using the glutes. The advanced movement is going to be this. So from here, and then coming back and just touching, keeping that tummy nice and tight and extending the leg all the way up. You see I'm wobbling a little bit here, and if I was to look at my back, I'm probably rotating over like that. So you really want to try and keep it nice and secure, nice and tall through there. And then we go on to the other side, like this. Okay, remember, keep that tummy nice and tight, keep the weight stacked over the shoulders and the wrists, and ensuring that that spine is staying nice and neutral. Gives a lot of cross stability, that one. So it really does take a lot of pressure off the base of the spine, but also when we also walk like this, right? Bird dog does exactly the same thing. It allows us to get those nice sling muscles, keep the core nice and tight, and keep that back nice and stable. All right, last one, it's gonna be the side plank. So side plank is like this, legs 45 degrees, arm on the elbow like this, and you're gonna be literally just pushing up like that. That's the first one. But you'll find this quite easy, so it's important to challenge yourself on this one. Next part is going to be on here, pushing through, and then coming back down to there and pushing through. Okay? Back down, it will be hips come up, like this. Hips come up, like this. You'll activate the core through here, because a lovely oblique stretch, taking all the pressure off that base there, like this. Okay? So really advanced, legs like this, okay? Make sure you keep it nice and straight through here, arm up like that. It does put a lot of pressure on the shoulder. I wouldn't be able to do that for 30 seconds, that's for sure. I'm very out of practice, okay? So how often should you do them? Well, I would say do the curl up 10 times, 3 sets through. It's probably gonna take you around a minute and a half. I would say do the bird dog, try and do 10 repetitions each side, again, 3 times through, probably a couple of minutes. And then with the side plank, hold that 30 seconds on each side. Again, that's gonna be a minute or so. So around in all, probably about 5 to 6 minutes. But if you do that every single day, oh my goodness, you're gonna see an amazing benefit through your back, your core, your hips, your glutes, everything's gonna be working well. You won't see that immediately, not in the first week, but over weeks, months, you're gonna see a big change in your whole body. Ability to move better, ability to get up downstairs better, pick things up, more comfortable, less relapses and spasms in your back, but it is about building a habit, the continuity of building a habit. Just finished reading Atomic Habits by James, I think it's James Clear, amazing book, but it also talks about how our behaviors control our habits. It's really important to try and change those around to get the end result of what you want. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for regular updates, and you grab a copy of my best-selling book, Secret Cure to Back Pain. This is edition 2 here, Transform Your Back. You can grab it on Amazon in the link below. Thanks a lot.